The form of government that we have is not compatible with where information is going, which is why you see the government struggling. And it's one of the places that it first tries to exert itself is in the information space itself. Right? Because it's like, oh, even the government knows that the problem with continuing to govern is the information. So now it's trying to find a way to stick to its promises of freedom of information, but also cultivate sources of information that are responsible. And it's hard to do that, especially when you layer in social media. If you recall, you and I used to find information in an encyclopedia in a library.
Yeah.
Think about how much effort had to go in. You had to know what you wanted to find, go to the library, go to the encyclopedia, look it up in the encyclopedia. And if you were like me, you would find 2 or 3 different encyclopedias and you would cross-reference them.
Yeah.
That's like 5 steps.
It required effort.
To get an answer. Now, you sit down to take a shit.
Yeah.
And your social media feed feeds you the thing that you're interested in from yesterday.
Yeah.
Like the encyclopedia comes right to you, but it doesn't come with 4 other sources, right? If anything, once you stop for 3 seconds and look at that, now the algorithm knows to show you more like that.
Yeah.
It's like looking at the wrong encyclopedia over and over again because you don't realize there's any other encyclopedia out there.
The one thing I would say, the one good thing I'd say back to Twitter is so many times, and we have a problem in today's culture where they just want to read the headline and they think they understand the article, but they didn't read the article. But if you take time to read the article, a lot of times you can see through the narrative and the opinion. But back to social media, so many times I've seen someone put something up on Twitter. I'm like, wow, that's good. I never thought about that. Oh my gosh. And now my whole brain's going that way. And then I start to read the comments and it's like, debunk, debunk, debunk. And I'm like, oh, I didn't think about that, right? And so that crowdsourced information is pretty powerful. I've caught myself more times than I can count. Wow, that's good. Oh my gosh, I didn't think. So I think that crowdsourced information is powerful. But I want to get to, I know we've been going a long time here. I want to get to the big topic at hand that you talk about all the time and that most people probably care about, and that's like World War III and Civil War. Maybe they're together, maybe they're different, but I've kind of thought this through as it seems like it kind of makes sense to me where, we see the world, the political systems are changing. A lot of it seems to be from this mixing up of people. The governments are sort of responding by trying to control the flow of information. People are getting more divided than ever. And it's not just the people that are getting divided. The global homogeny is getting divided. And now Russia and China are doing their own thing, but together, and the rise of the BRICS, and they want to do their own currency. And like, back to the pendulum swinging. And so the rise of this World War III seems to be the big topic at hand. And I'm somebody, I told you I was born into an Air Force family. My dad's a vet. My grandfather was a vet. I grew up under the Cold War, right? I mean, the Berlin Wall was still up, when I was a kid. And so, but for the first time in my life, I'm like, dang, like we could have a nuclear war. And I'm like in Southern California, I'm probably a pretty hot target here. So are we having a World War III?
There's a long answer and a short answer. I'll start with the short answer. The short answer is yes. I believe we are in the middle of World War III right now.
Already in the middle.
Already in the middle. I think what people don't recognize, to go to the long answer, is that war evolves. War changes. Just like a virus, just like any one of us, right? At 35, you're not the same person you were at 25, and you're not the same person that you're going to be at 55. What happens is people think World War III is going to look like World War II. I don't know why people think that.
The generals fight the last war.
But they think that. But World War II didn't look like World War I. Vietnam didn't look like World War II. The Gulf War, the War on Terror, didn't look anything like the Vietnam War, right? So why do we keep thinking that World War III is going to look like bombers and tanks and nuclear weapons? That's not what World War III is going to look like.